it's your girl Ayaanasabre. Welcome back to my channel, and as you can see by the title, today we're going to be doing a review on Nursehub. So for those of you that clicked on this and you're like, what is Nursehub? So Nursehub is simply just a website. It's a website designed to help you pass your nursing entrance exams. So this includes the T's, this includes the Hesi, and it also includes the SLE, I believe it's called. So all three of those exams, they offer free practice tests for each one. So I know specifically for the Hesi, because that's the one that I took and I utilized their free practice test for, they have all 8 sections of the test. So they have the math portion, they have the reading comprehension, vocabulary, like all of those sections. I think the only section they don't have practice tests for is the critical thinking portion. But all of those have free practice tests for, including the other 2 exams. So it was a really helpful resource that I use. I actually have a video on how I passed my Hesi. I just go into depth on all of the resources that I use to help me pass. So this was actually one of the resources that I linked in the description box below, and I just want to go more into depth on what this website offers and how it helped me to pass. Alright, so the first part we're going to go over is the free portion of the site. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my computer, just trying to make sure that I'm giving you guys all the right information. So you're going to go to the link, and the link will be in the description box below, and it's also located in my previous video where I discuss how to pass the Hesi exam. So you're going to click on the link and you're going to scroll down, and you're going to see all of the free practice tests. So they have everything from the math, reading, vocabulary, grammar, physics, biology, chemistry, and anatomy and physiology. So you scroll down a little bit more, and there are just some frequently asked questions. So the first one is, what is the Hesi? And obviously it's a nursing school entrance exam. The next one says, what subjects are on the Hesi? List all the subjects. How many questions are on each section, and the times. So this is actually really important because this is going to help you. This is something you should know before you take the test. So for the mathematics portion, it is 50 questions and you have 50 minutes to complete it. Reading comprehension is 47 questions, 60 minutes to complete. Vocabulary and grammar, 50 questions, 50 minutes to complete. Biology, chemistry, anatomy and physiology, and physics, they're all 25 questions and 25 minutes to complete. So this is actually something that was kind of hard to find for me when I was first realizing, oh, I have to take the Hesi exam. I have all these different sections, and I didn't necessarily know this information. So this is definitely a plus as far as the information side on this website. So it's looking good so far. The next one is it multiple choice? How much does the exam cost? And for this specific question, I have to say, on here it says $40, and I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think mine was $40. It really depends on your school. So that's something that you should check with your school, whether it is or isn't. I think that price definitely varies. So it says, where do I take the test? For me, because I took mine kind of right when COVID started a little bit, so I had to take mine through my computer at home. So I took it through this third-party service called ProctorU, and I did it that way. I know a lot of people do it through the Prometric sites, but at the time I wasn't able to do that. So it says, what is a passing score? It says anything between 70% to 80%. And I know for me, this was 75%. What happens if I don't pass? It says here you can take the test once every 60 days, but only 3 times in a year. After 3 times in 1 year, you will have to wait until the next year to sit for the exam again. Now, this may just be a general answer, but I know for me, I don't think that was the case. I think if you I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think that was the case. I don't think it was a 60-day thing, or I don't know. That's another one that may vary. So you have to check with your school that you're applying to. And then it says how to prepare for your upcoming Hesi. And it goes into this practice test pack that they offer. But I want to go back and talk about the free practice test sections. So I went ahead and clicked on each practice test. And so for each one, obviously, because it's the free section, the free portion, it's not going to be it's not going to have all the bells and whistles. So for when I was saying all of the questions and the minutes and stuff, so when you take the practice test, it doesn't time you and it has way less questions. So for the math portion, they actually only have 17 questions that are free. Reading comprehension 16, vocabulary 20, grammar 20, biology, chemistry, anatomy and physiology, and physics are all 10 questions. So I mean, it's very minimal because it is free, but I will say when you take the exam, and I probably have a little picture above me somewhere, and you'll see I did like a little, I just kind of like went through this little test to see like what it says after I finish it. So you'll see here it says the adding and subtracting decimals, like 0%, 0%. It'll tell you how good or how not so good that you did. So obviously for the metric conversions, 100%. So if you see it with 100%, obviously don't focus on that as much. The percentages, 50%, ratio and proportion, 33.33%. So you see that, maybe you need to work on that a little bit more. So it has that as far as the results. But I also noticed when you are in the test and you click the wrong answer, that it gives you a very, very thorough like explanation as to why you got it wrong, and it just walks you through it. And I thought that was like really, really helpful, and especially because it was free. And so that's pretty much all for the free portion. Okay, for the next portion, this is the section where you actually have to pay for the practice exams. So if you scroll past the frequently asked questions, at the bottom it says, here is what you'll get in the practice test pack. So it says 5 full-length Hesi practice tests that look just like the exam you will take. Over 1,800 Hesi practice questions, in-depth answer explanations for each question, so you will never feel lost or left behind, even if you have been out of school for years, which is really good. 2 convenient ways to study: go at your own pace, viewing the answer explanations along the way, or launch lifelike exams that mimic the real testing experience. So like I said before, in this free version, you do not have the timing, you do not have the real practice amount of questions, and so with this purchase, you get that. It says detailed score reports that show you exactly what you need to focus on to quickly improve your score, and immediate lifetime access on any device. So it seems as though when you purchase this, that it's like a one-time purchase and you basically kind of have it forever. All right, so at the very bottom portion of the link, it says start practicing for free. So I'm just gonna click on that link, and it's gonna give you kind of a preview of what the Hesi practice pack looks like. So obviously everything that I just read, but then it shows you how many practice tests it has for each section. So for the math, it has 17 practice tests. So that's not questions, that's actual tests. And how many questions are in each test? It says 251. So a total of 251 math questions in all of those, 17 practice tests. The next one says reading. There are 15 practice tests and a total of 317 reading questions. The next one is vocabulary, 3 practice tests, and the total amount of questions are 282. The next one is grammar, and it also has 17 practice tests and a total of 289 questions. So you can see for some of them they have quite a lot of questions for you to go over, a lot of variety. Next is biology. It has 13 practice tests and a total of 163 questions. Chemistry, 13 practice tests with a total of 172 questions. Anatomy and physiology, there are 17 practice tests and a total of 231 questions. And then for the last one, for physics, there are 19 practice tests and a total of 237 questions. So clearly there are a lot of questions for you. It's a lot of variety for you to go over. So I think this is a really good source for you to consider. Obviously I only use the free portion of it and it still helped me. But if you think that you're gonna need a little bit extra help, I think I would suggest this, even though I didn't purchase it or I didn't use it. I think it seems like a really good source. And I also read a lot of reviews and a lot of people said they passed, that it was really helpful. It was really easy once they made this purchase with this website. So that's something definitely for you to consider. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I really hope it was helpful towards you, whether you're looking at the free practice test or you're thinking about buying the practice test pack. I really hope you got a little bit of insight on what they offer as a whole. And for me, I know this is like a review more so than like teaching guys about Nursehub, but for me, I'd have to definitely say it was like an 8 out of 10. It wasn't perfect, obviously, because they didn't have the critical thinking portion, and the free practice part that I used didn't have as many questions, but I did really like the fact that it had detailed explanations when you got it wrong. And I feel like that was really important, because a lot of times with these free practice tests, they just tell you you're wrong and you're just kind of like, okay, but why am I wrong? And so this source did that. And so if you're looking into this, I really suggest it. I think it was really helpful towards me into passing. If you think you're going to need some more resources, go ahead and check out my other video on how I passed my test. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share, and I'll see you in my next video.